What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video we're working on the 2006 Ford Ranger, which I introduced in my last video, and we're going to be installing some nice LED lights up front, more specifically the headlights and the fog lights. I want to thank you Oxido for sponsoring this video and sending me some awesome LED bulbs for the headlights, and I actually went ahead and bought some lights that fit the fog lights. And no, I'm not going to be reusing these fog lights. These are, like I said in my past video, some random universal fog light that someone put in, or the previous owner I guess. I do have brand new factory style fog lights that are going to go on this, and that's why I bought the LED bulbs. And well, I bought them from the same brand so that they all match. And no, they did not send me both, they only sent me the headlight bulbs, but I wanted to buy the fog light bulbs as well. If you're curious, the fog lights take H10 bulbs and the headlights take 9007s. The 9007 is basically like a low and high beam in one bulb. Anyway, let's get these headlights off and put the new bulbs in. It's a pretty easy job, and well, I think it's going to be a lot better looking when we're done. So let's do some before and after shots. Now the before and after shots are not going to include the fog lights, because these actually don't work. Like, I have no clue why, but they don't work. When I press the button inside to turn them on, the light turns on the button and it tells me that, yep, the fog lights are on, but nope, they're not on. So I'm just going to do like a before and after of the headlights, and then at the end we'll do some after of all the lights. So let's get started. So here you can see me turning on the headlights, some low beams, some high beams. Sorry about the background noise, by the way. There are cars driving by on the main road not too far from me. There you go. Sometimes you have to wiggle this bracket so that on the back side it lets go of the headlight. And I'm not going to touch the turn signal / marker light bulb. If I put LEDs in here, I'm going to have to use resistors for the turn signals and so on. I'm just going to leave these halogen. For now, we'll just do the headlight. I'm going to twist this little ring off to unlock it, remove the old bulb. Now we can unbox these new headlights. They come really nicely packaged so that they don't get damaged. And here are the new bulbs. They're pretty beefy, but I mean, that's a good thing. It's basically two bulbs in one. You can see it has the low and the high beam filament. Now it is important that you don't put them in upside down, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know if they could go in upside down, judging by the marks here. But basically what happens, because I know some cars you can accidentally put it on upside down, what happens in that case is your low beam becomes your high beam and your high beam becomes your low beam. So basically when you have your headlights on, you're going to be blinding everyone, and then you turn on your high beams and all you can see is right in front of you. So make sure you remove this ring from your old bulb, because that's what's going to lock it into this headlight assembly. So I actually just tested this off camera, and you want to put the driver's side one with the connector facing towards the fender. If you put it this way, upside down, basically it's going to be the wrong way, like I said earlier, and you're going to have low beam when you activate your high beam and high beam when you activate your low beam. Another way to test this is to put it in and shine it at something where you can see where the bulb is shining, or where the light is shining I should say, and then flash your high beams, and as you flash the high beam, the light should go up for the high beam and back down for the low beam. Obviously if it's upside down, it's going to be high and then low for high beam. So I'm going to put it in this way, and for me it actually falls right into place like this, and it doesn't move much. Like, I can adjust it just a tiny bit, but that's it. Whereas if I put it in the other way, it doesn't really, like, I mean it goes, but it doesn't really feel like it's locked into anything. This way it literally feels like it just dropped into place. Lock it in with the ring, connect the connector, slide in your headlight. Make sure these adjustment pins are lined up to where they're supposed to be. All right, push it in. Perfect. Now take your locking tabs and lock the assembly on. Make sure they slide all the way down so your headlight doesn't fall out. Now let's do the other side. Okay, so this one has the locking tab for the connector on the same side, so facing towards the driver's side. I thought it would be, you know, facing towards the closest fender also, but I guess it's the same direction. if you ask me, that looks a lot better than the halogens. Clean up our mess. I'm probably gonna keep these in the truck just because I like to keep an extra set of headlights in the car. I've had it happen where headlights go out on me for whatever reason, and you never know when you need the light. Another video on this truck is going to be installing these little pod lights that I got. These are going to go in the back. Maybe I'll attach them to the trailer hitch right there. Something like that. I just want some light from behind, not necessarily for when I back up, but just in case I want light behind the truck. Ideally, I would want to put them up here somewhere, like, you know, at the corner of the cab, lighting up everything so I can have some bed lights too, but maybe I'll get another set for that. Well, I am very happy with these results. The headlights look awesome. The next step is going to be removing these fog lights and installing the proper ones and add LED bulbs to those. So I'm going to do that another day, but for you it's going to be just 1 second. Ready? So it's been a while since the last clip, a few weeks to be exact, but the weather has been, well, not so great. So anyway, with the headlights done, it's time to do the fog lights. So let's get these horrible looking things out of here, and hopefully we actually get power to this, because the button in the car lights up, but we have no power to the fog lights, like they're off. So let's see what's going on. Nighttime, of course. And moment of truth. Yeah, I like that look. I know you can't really tell in the GoPro. I'll take some shots during the day. Camera's super dirty too. And of course, now that it's dark, I have to do the other side. As you saw, I actually transferred the fog light itself on the old bracket. The old bracket was still in there, and to get to these top bolts, it's not easy. Apparently you have to take off this whole cover, the bumper cover here, and I was not about to do that. So I just transferred it here. I know I scratched it a little bit. You can kind of see that scratch there. I'm gonna try and sand it out later this summer, but you know, for what this truck is, it's fine. Nobody's gonna see that. I'm not going for perfection on this truck. So anyway, yeah, I gotta do the other side. Oh yeah, you can tell the difference with and without fog light. That's pretty cool. So like I said, I have to do the other side now. I'm gonna do that off camera because, well, you don't want to watch the same thing over again. Well, this one's in, so I figured I'd update you. It was a struggle. This one actually did not have a bracket. It was broken, and all that was left of it were these pieces at the top, both of them. So I ended up getting my angle grinder, cutting off the stud, and screwing this one in. It was a pain. This one's only held on by one screw, but it's not going anywhere. It's sturdy. And anyway, here it is. It's pretty cold, as you can see. So let's give it a try without the headlights. I like that on this one you can do just parking lights with fog lights. I think that looks pretty cool. Turn my flashlight off. Oh yes, I like that. I considered changing the yellow or orange bulbs for LEDs. Problem is that this is also the turn signal, and obviously you can't have a white turn signal, so this is going to have to be orange. And so in that case, I don't want to make this one white and have that one orange. I guess I can disable the running light or the parking light on it and just leave it on here. I don't know, I'll figure that part out, but for now I think this looks pretty cool. Oh, let me clean up the lens. That's better. All right, now let's make it daylight. Okay, I promise this is the last clip at night, but check this out because I'm really happy with how it came out. So, fog lights, and look at that cutoff. It's perfect. I adjusted it so that the cutoff of the fog lights ends at the lowest point of the low beam, and then low beam, obviously high beam, and then it cuts the fog lights. That's normal, but this is really cool. I like it. Okay, I promise, now it's gonna be daytime. All right, so here is the daytime clip that I keep promising. Like I said, this thing looks amazing. It's completely transformed with LEDs, and again, I want to thank you, Oxydo, for sponsoring this video with these awesome headlight bulbs. I've driven at night several times with them. They are amazing, super bright. They shine perfectly, and the bulb shining doesn't just come down to the headlight assembly itself. It actually also has a lot to do with the bulb, because it has to basically simulate the halogen bulb perfectly so that it can properly reflect off of the housing, or off the back of the housing, the reflector. And if it's not like the halogen, so if the LED isn't exactly in the spot that it needs to be, you're just gonna get a flood of light instead of a nice focused beam pattern. Same with the fog lights. So again, thank you very much for sponsoring this video. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can get yours. And having said that, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, stay tuned for more. There's a lot more coming on this truck, and of course other cars that I have on the channel. And with that said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.